Hello everybody and happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining today. And I wanted to share with you how I do my weekly calendar. And it's going to be the same layout as last week and the week before. And the reason is because it has helped me so much to actually keep track of things and having everything in just 2 pages. It was very beneficial for me and I really like it. It works for me. So I'm gonna keep using it until it doesn't work for me anymore. So for my weekly layout, I do have 7 boxes where it starts the week from Sunday and ends to Saturday. Then I end up having 3 rectangles. 2 of them are really long and one of them is not that long. It's like very short. So the long rectangle ends up being my goal tracker, and the very short one ends up being what's going to happen next week. This used to be before highlights of the week, but I decided to remove it because on the service that I had before, which was last week, we agreed to do daily gratitudes, and because of that I just decided to remove highlights and just add next week into it. And you'll see more on how I end up involving my daily gratitude into the video. So the last rectangle that I have is the verse. So for the verse, if you're new here, I usually get the verse from the service. So for today, we ended up going over Aga, and the main theme of Aga is God is priority. And from all of that, Aga chapter 1 verse 4 ended up meaning the most to me, and I'll say why. So the verse states, "Is it a time for you yourselves to live in your paneled houses while this house lies in ruins?" What this means is that our mind is turning and working, and we don't involve God in it at all because we're so busy. We need to do things. We let the fast-paced world get to us, so we just forget to include God into our life. And I'm guilty of this. I should have God in the center of my life, so I will practice by having conversations with Him and spend time with Him daily. And I noticed that I was slacking. I noticed I was slacking on this a lot because, as you all know, in my goal tracker, I have spent time with God. And this past week, I only spent time with Him twice. And the week before, I spent time with Him just twice as well. And I shouldn't just, spend time with Him twice. I should do it daily. I should have that box colored in and have it as practice. So that's how I'm going to implement this, because I do need Him in my life, especially right now that I'm having a part-time job, doing my internship, which is full-time, and then as well having to keep my house cleaned, and then spending time with my partner. So it doesn't really give me an excuse to not spend time with Him. I know that I will make time with Him, and there is times where I can make time for Him, like driving to work, or when I'm alone in the classroom, or heading to a classroom. There is times where I can spend time with Him. It doesn't necessarily have to be only on Sundays or a random day of the week where I'm not doing absolutely anything. For this template, I decided to do abstract strawberries because I wasn't really confident in drawing strawberries. I don't know why. My strawberries, I just don't like them. So I still wanted to incorporate strawberries because that's the whole point of this week. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do abstract strawberries, and I really like it. I don't know, it just made me so happy. And I ended up tracing all the rectangles because there was no way of me knowing if I was going to cross over the other day or not. So I thought it was good, and I used the color that I didn't use for the dots. So for the left page, I have red, different shades of green, a shade of pink, and the brightest yellow. So the outline ended up being the dark yellow that I have. You can say that it looks orange. And then for the right side, I used all the shades of pink, all the shades of green, and that dark yellow or orange. So then I outlined it with the bright yellow. And here you're going to see that I wrote goal tracker, verse, and highlights, but as I mentioned before, instead of highlights, it ends up being called next week. And for the goal tracker, I ended up using the same goals that I've been having, and what I've noticed is that I really didn't keep track of my goals last week, which was not good. So hopefully this week I will keep track of it and be like, I need to get this done, I need to get this done, I need to get this done, because all of these goals for me is to just help me become better, stay healthy, and be good financially. It's hard not spending on wants, really, really hard. But we gotta control ourselves. And then also having like a clean environment, clean my house. I won't, like, for me, clean the house is not deep clean. Like, I'm not gonna deep clean the whole house. No, it's just, having the dishes done, taking out the trash, cleaning the litter, sweep, and that's it. It's something very basic, nothing crazy, I promise. That usually, like, the in-depth, I just do it once a week. So for the next page, here I usually do the brain dump and the work notes, but now that I am doing my student teaching, I need way more than just brain dump and work notes. I think last week I ended up using like 2 to 4 extra pages that I don't know, and I didn't know what to title them. They're just there with like a lot of random notes. But anyway, but actually this one is going to be my daily gratitude. So this is replacing the highlights for it. And as I mentioned before, I think I mentioned it in my previous video, where the pastor really encouraged me to be grateful for something every day, and you're gonna see all the good things in life, and not being very, I don't know, down, or why does nothing go my way, basically just being very negative. And I would say it actually has been helping me a lot. That's because I only did it for a week, and my mindset is, I've seen a change in it. I wouldn't say that it's fully positive, but I've seen the change where I'm slowly becoming more positive. Now for these 2 pages, I ended up doing the class notes and internship notes. So for the class notes is for my weekly class, which ends up being on Tuesday if I'm not mistaken, and then my internship, it's Monday to Friday. Class hasn't started for me. It starts until September, but we are still having meetings because our internship already started. It started 2 weeks. Well, it is going to start 2 weeks before school. So, I still need to keep up with important stuff. Now for these 2 following pages, now it's going to be my work notes and brain dump. And I still need these because I still work. I still work part-time, so I still need these notes, because while I'm working, then I can just jot down like, oh, I need to do this, or this is important, or I don't know, color themes, anything really. I just write down. Oh my goodness, I write everything down there, and then for my brain dumps, it's just random, like getting stuff out of my brain. Right now, I think I already wrote like a grocery list and stuff that I need to do that just doesn't go in the planner. And now for this last page, I ended up doing, again, my book notes. I know I haven't read. I'm well aware of that. I didn't make time to read this past week. Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, but now, I mean, I will be making time, probably when I'm bored, and instead of scrolling on my phone, I would just get a book and start reading. And as you could see, throughout the whole spreads, I ended up doing abstract strawberries and polka dots all over. But I really hope that you like this whole layout. It's something different. I'm adding more stuff than before, and probably I will end up keeping all of these because it's gonna be a very interesting semester, and I'm very grateful for everything. But yeah, so I hope you like this little flip through, and thank you so much for watching.